ladies and gentlemen, the MMC is back for Season 7 and I've been accepted again as one of the coaches of the competition, and I am very thrilled to be joining the MMC again. The MMC has two different divisions, a Showdown and a Wi-Fi division. The Wi-Fi division is doing things the same as always with regular Terra Captains and all that, but the Showdown division had a very interesting concept with allowing the new Mega Pokemons of Legend CA into their format, and I believe they used their base ability from the regular Pokemon. Very interesting concept, but I decided I wanted to join the Wi-Fi division. A lot of friends have joined into that division. People like Dries, like Steve, like Patrick, Elking, Mike also I see as someone I always enjoy having around in the community. So great people that I know are in this division, and I decided I wanted to join the Wi-Fi division, even if is just because I have the capture card now and I can make videos from Wi-Fi divisions. So in the 14-player draft, I was the third overall coach, and just before the draft started, Dries asked me, "What are the Pokemon that you are looking for? Because I can tell you are high up in the draft." I said, "Well, if I had to make a top 3, I wanted Dragapult, Iron Valiant, and I can't even remember what the third one was. Gouging Fire." So yeah, pick one was Elking, and he decided to pick up Dragapult. Dries was second, and he was happy because he wanted Deoxys Speed and I did not, so he had no problem picking that up. And then it was me, and like I said, I really wanted Cyber Mommy, the Iron Valiant. Why did I want Iron Valiant? Because Iron Valiant is a monster. Even though base 116 isn't amazing in a Wi-Fi draft, it is pretty decent. Because there are not all that many Pokemon that have a high speed stat and can do serious damage, which Iron Valiant can. Base 130 attack and base 120 special attack. This thing can go mixed, it can be physical, it can be special, it can do everything at once. It has a plethora of items that it can hold. Choice Band, Choice Specs, Choice Scarf, the Booster Energy to boost one of its highest stat by 30 or 50% depending if it's speed or not. Yeah, this thing can do quite a lot, and it being so versatile just makes it a great first pick for 19 points, so it is very pricey, but yeah, it is a great pick nonetheless, so very happy to have Cyber Mommy on the team. But yeah, like I said, third in a draft of 14 means that there are 22 picks after my first pick before I can choose again. And I decided to pick up a Pokemon that, for some reason, even though it is an amazing Pokemon, I have, as far as I can remember, never used this Pokemon in a draft league. So I decided to pick up Draft Mummy the Garchomp. Garchomp has decent synergy with the Iron Valiant, because it is a start of a Fairy Dragon Steel Core. It has enough HP to make it fairly bulky on both physical and special defensive side, with 95 Phys and 85 special defense, but that monstrous 130 attack stat makes this thing, even if it is defensive, deal very hard damage. The only downside that Garchomp has is that ice weakness, quadruple weak to ice, isn't amazing, and it is, even though it is a dragon, it doesn't resist water and grass types, so that's also a downside. But this thing gets great hazard support with both stealth rocks and spikes. It has great coverage. It has moves like Fire Fang for steel types that normally has a rough time breaking through if they are levitating, because ground type also deals with steel types. I believe it gets Poison Jab for the fairy types. It has rock coverage for ice types, so this thing can be very annoying to deal with on the defensive side, but offensively it gets moves like Swords Dance, it gets Skill Shot, boosting its attack and its speed. And from there out, if you have double attack and boosted speed, this thing can become very unstoppable very fast. So I am very interested to see how well I can use Garchomp in the MMC. But yeah, after Garchomp, I've spent quite a lot of points already. 19 and 16 for your first two picks is quite a chunk of your point total. So, but I wanted to draft the greatest Fairy Dragon Steel core that I have, because my steel type is Wish Mommy the Jirachi. 14 points, still quite a chunk, but it has some pretty good synergy, I think, with the other two Pokemon. Nothing resists grounds, but the fire weakness that it has is resisted by the Garchomp. It resists the Fairy, Steel and Poison type damage that can go into the Iron Valiant and hurt it. For the Garchomp, it resists the Ice and Dragon type moves that Garchomp is weak to. Great spread, great spread on its stats. All base 100 is pretty great. Makes it bulky or strong in the offense. Not exceptional in anything, but decently strong. Serene Grace is a monster of an ability, because Serene Grace will double the effect of will double the chance of secondary effects triggering on the moves. So if I am to use Iron Head, that has a 30% chance to flinch my opponent, with Serene Grace that chance will go up to 60%. If I use Body Slam on my opponent, it has a 30% chance to cause paralysis, but if I have Serene Grace, it goes up to 60%. Then Headbutt, 20% chance to flinch, goes up to 40. You see where I'm getting at? Jirachi is great. It is also a Stealth Rock user, has some decent coverage, has U-turn to pivot out, so yeah, Jirachi is a very versatile Pokemon, and I am very happy to be using Jirachi in this season. Now, after Jirachi, again, I had to wait 22 picks before picking up my fourth Pokemon. And this is where I was thinking, well, I better get my Terra Captains in, because I had two great Terra Captains in mind, and I was very scared that they would be sniped. So I decided in round 4 to pick up my first Terra Captain, Arboliva the Plant Mommy. I see now that I forgot to put the Terra types above Arboliva, but I know them by heart. Arboliva can Terrestrialize in a Grass type, as it needs one of its regular step types. As a Terra type, it can Terrestrialize in a Fairy type and a Fire type. Why Grass over Normal? Because Grass is offensively stronger than Normal. I went with Fairy to resist the fighting and bug moves that are super effective into it. And with Fire, I not only resist the Fire and Bug type moves going into me, I can hit other Grass types that I normally have a hard time hitting. So yeah, I could have went for something else, but with it already having a ground move in Earth Power, I can already hit fire types. So yeah, Arboliva, a bulky offensive Pokemon for just 8 points. I did have 15 points to get up to 3 Terra Captains, with 9 points being the maximum for the Pokemon that can Terrestrialize. Seed Sower and Harvest. Seed Sower setting up the grassy terrain. Not amazing synergy with my Garchomp, but it is able to heal defensive Garchomp, and it doesn't need to run Earthquake. So and Harvest can I can use that for some great shenanigans. So yeah, bulky, strong, annoying to take down. With moves like Leech Seed and Strength Sap, it can keep itself healthy. Lower attack stat of opponents. So yeah, Arboliva, great Terra Captain. And after that, I decided to pick up my second Terra Captain as well. Table Mommy, the Hisuian Avalok. Hisuian Avalok, in regards to its Colossian counterpart, I believe you say it like that. It has 10 more points in attack and defense, but 10 points less in special attack and special defense. On the physical side, this thing is a monster with amazing defense, great attack, decent HP, and stats on the special and speed side. But with Terra Ice, Terra Ghost and Terra Fighting, this thing can be very hard to take out. Fighting and Steel are the double weaknesses, but after Terrestrialization, he loses at least the double weakness. Going for Ghost, Fighting type moves don't do anything into me, and with Terra Fighting, already threatening body presses from base 184 defense become even stronger. It has Strong Jaw to boost its biting type moves, like Crunch, Ice Fang and all that. Sturdy to always lift the first hit if he is at full HP, so... Avalok gives me a Rapid Spinner that I didn't have at this point in the draft. And yeah, I wanted to try it, just like Garchomp. I don't think I've ever tried Hisuian Avalok. I have drafted Avalok in the past and I liked it decently well, so I thought maybe Hisuian Avalok I like even better. So yeah, that gave me my Terra Captains. It left me with 2 points. I was like, maybe I get something for 2 points in the end, and I can get a third Terra Captain. We'll see. But next up, after Hisuian Avalok, I decided to pick up Wet Mommy the Vaporeon. And as you might have noticed, there's a theming in my nicknames. So mainly because of Arboliva, but also because of Vaporeon. I made a very bad comment to Dries about Vaporeon, and yeah, he and me both were very entertained by it, so I decided to stick with this nicknaming theme. Vaporeon, a great example of a bulky Pokemon that still can deal big damage. 110 special attack is nothing to laugh about, and it has some decent coverage with moves like Alluring Voice, Shadow Ball and all that. 130 base HP makes this thing an amazing Whispersher, because it has the highest HP stat of all the Pokemon, so 50% of its base HP is like 75% for Hisuian Avalok, for example. So yeah, it can bring Pokemon that are practically dead back up to full, and that's amazing. Vaporeon, very bulky, very annoying water type, has Flip Turn for momentum. After the Wish, with negative speed, I can basically save pass something to something else that doesn't have to take a hit. So yeah, Vaporeon is an amazing addition to the team. So with 6 Pokemons in, I am through about 2/3 of my point total, so I needed to start watching my points, but not before I picked up Bird Mommy the Moltres. At this point, I had a bit of a ground weakness. Avalok, and Jirachi both are weak to ground type moves. And yeah, Arboliva was the only resist I had at this point. So I decided to pick up a flying and fire type Pokemon to not only get a immunity to ground type moves, but also to complete my fire water grass core, Arboliva, Vaporeon and Moltres. Moltres is decently bulky with 90 base HP and defense and 85 special defense. And with Flame Body it can be a great physical wall. Putting a lot of investment in HP and defense and letting this thing take physical hits and then burn the opponents in the process is amazing. And in the end, 125 base special attack still does do a lot of damage. Base 100 attack, if I decide to go physical, always a possibility. And base 90 speed for a bulky Pokemon, or if I decide to make it a bulky Pokemon, is pretty decent. The only downside to Moltres, like any flying and fire type, is the 4 times weakness to rocks, basically forcing this thing to always run heavy duty boots. But in the end, Moltres is a great addition to the team and something I have never used before, so I am very excited to see how I can use this and how creative I can get with this. Alolan Muk, after saying that I had a ground weakness, I decided to pick up a Pokemon that is only weak to ground, of course. Slime Mommy the Alolan Muk. I love myself Muk. Muk is amazing. And I am very happy to have it. Great special wall, 105 HP, 100 special defense, 105 attack makes this thing hitting hard, just like every other bulky Pokemon that I've picked up so far. Poison Touch is its best ability, I think, but with Gluttony I can use the Super Berries that heal 33% at 50%, so that's amazing. But not as amazing as poisoning everything when using contact moves. Poison Touch has a 50% on top of the 30% Poison Jab has on poisoning. It's not like stacking, so like it's not like 80% chance, but the odds are in your favor when using that combination. Alolan Muk has also some great coverage moves like the Elemental Punches, Crunch and Knockoff, Drain Punch for healing, Shadow Sneak for priority, so yeah, I always love using Muk, and Slime Mommy is a great addition. But with Moltres and Muk, when I said I needed to slow down on my points, now is really the time, because I am at 8 Pokemon. We needed to draft at least 2 more, and I had 22 points for it, so let's see what I picked up for those 22 points. For the final 3 Pokemon that I picked up, I started off with Mismagius, aka Ghost Mommy. A spin check, spin block, check. Levitate for ground immunity, check. Decent special bulk, check, even though it is combined with 60 base HP. Also, Mismagius is a pretty versatile mon. It's with base 105. It is fast enough to run it without Scarf, but with Scarf it can deal big damage. It has some great coverage, and for 8 points I think I really like Mismagius as a pickup. Could have made it a Terra Captain over Arboliva, but I think Arboliva with Terra is more potent, and in all honesty I think it's stronger than Mismagius, so yeah, Mismagius is a great Pokemon to have. And now I had 1 spinner and I believe no defog, so next up I decided to pick up a spinner in Spin Mommy the Hitmontop. Not the first time I'm using Hitmontop, because Hitmontop is a very decent Pokemon. It has great bulk in 95 defense and 110 special defense. Offensively, pretty strong with 95 base attack. Combine that with Technician, so normally lower, less strong moves like Triple Axel, Rapid Spin, Mach Punch, Bullet Punch, Triple Kick get a 50% boost on their hits. This can also use Intimidate, lowering the attack stat of my opponents. Great spinner, and it is definitely going to fulfill a great role in the team for this season. Left me with 7 more points for a final Pokemon. Because the maximum Pokemon amount of Pokemon you can have is 11. So I decided to pick up my final Pokemon in another Levitator! Electros Eel Mummy for 6 points, leaving me with a single point left over, but it's fine. Electros is offensively pretty great. 115 attack, 105 defense, and defensively it is pretty decent. 80 defenses, 85 HP. It has Coil to set up on the physical side. It can run Assault Vest to get stronger on the special side. Eel is pretty versatile, and I am always dreading to face off against it in draft. So having an Electros for myself this time, I am very interested again to see what I can do with it. Just like Moltres, just like Garchomp, Pokemon that I've never used in draft before, I'm very interested to see how well I am going to do with it. Looking at my type chart, I am a little weak to fairy type moves. With Hitmontop, Garchomp and Iron Valiant, they're weak to it. With Moltres and Jirachi, two decently strong defensive Pokemon that can take those hits. Little water weak with Moltres and Evelug, but Evelug can Terrestrialize out of it. And Vaporeon is a water absorber, so not all that scared for that as well. Furthermore, nothing really that springs to mind in weakness, in terms of weaknesses. Speed stats, on the other hand, are a little low, especially on average base 75 with max of 116. Isn't all that great. The gap between Moltres and Hitmontop isn't amazing either, but I do think this is very workable. Looking at the rest of my stats, those are amazing. Vaporeon, highest HP Mon, so it can really heal off the rest of the team. Physical offense, base 100 is amazing, with 60 from his mages being the lowest. And Vaporeon 65, Arbolifa 69. And after the Hitmontop at 95, so on the physical offense, get ready, because this is about to get heavy. Defensive, pretty strong. Evelug, Jirachi, Moltres, Garchomp, all Pokemon that can take a hit on the physical side. On the special side we have Arboliva, Alolan Muk, Hitmontop and Jirachi, besides Mismagius. On the special offensive side, Arbolifa, Eel, Vaporeon, Moltres, Jirachi, Mismagius, and Valiant. So, yeah, I think all in all, these 11 Pokemon are going to give me a very strong season. Or at least, if I can manage to use them to their fullest potential, because I do think this team has a lot of potential. So, if you want to see what's happening in this season, follow me on every Sunday when I post these videos. Next week we start off against Patrick, aka Paddy, the Irishman of the competition. Really love that guy, so we always have great fights and great fun, so hope to see you all next week to see what you... and let me know down below what you think of this team. Is it any good? Do you like the picks that I made? Would you have made something different? Yeah, let me know down below. Curious about your opinion as always. But with that said, I'm going to sign off. I hope to see you all next week for my week 1 battle against Patrick. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a good one and see you then. Bye.